I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't want to get fired. You know what I mean. Should we do my bracket prediction right now? All right, let's do this. Let's freaking go. The problem is I don't know what a lot of teams have been practicing, so I kind of have to go off my knowledge. I'm going to open this up in Paint, I think. I think the plan... All right, save image as. Put it on my desktop. Let's open up Paint real quick. Hopefully there's no contraband. File, open. Here's the bracket. Let's take a quick little look at the bracket. Quick little look-see and see what we have in store for us. Here we go. My predictions. Now, let me start off by saying there's a lot of information I don't currently have, okay? I don't know what these teams have been practicing and what they've been up to. I've only heard whispers and rumors, so a lot of the knowledge I have, or a lot of my opinions, are based off what I saw in the cups, okay? So if any of you tournament players are watching this and you're about to get upset by what I say, I'm sorry. Prove me wrong, all right? So, Super Frogs versus AWC. Now, I can't help but feel... See, this is... I don't know who's going to win. This is hard. Cloud9. Super Frogs is... Yes, I know. They're Cloud9. It's the same thing. I'm sure for the purposes of this video, it's going to be completely fine for you guys, right? I'm sure we can all understand what's going to go on. Super Frogs versus AWC. Who's going to win that one? We'll come back to that. Wildcard Gaming versus Method Orange. I think it would help if you said what comps they might theoretically queue into each other. I don't like. So Method Orange, I mean, they have their cleaves. I feel like Method Orange, this is what, it feels like a blind pick. Like, so for Wildcard Gaming and Method Orange, it feels like a blind pick. Like, Wildcard Gaming, they have like the cleave setups that they did really well with. Windwalker, DK, Mistweaver. Of course, Looney can play the Restoration Druid if they really need to. And then they have Morrow. I think these teams actually share a lot of similar compositions. Like, they're pretty evenly matched. And I think this is one of those matchups that will end up coming down to the blind pick, to be completely honest with you. Every series feels like blind pick is going to matter a lot. I wouldn't say, like, looking at all of these teams, I wouldn't say any of them are not well-rounded anymore. This prediction video is hard. All right, so fuck. I feel like I'm way too wishy-washy now. You know what I mean? I don't want to like offend anybody. I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling. Right now, I feel like from the I'm gonna be honest. From the games that I saw in the spring finals, I feel like overall Wildcard Gaming was a lot more refined and well-rehearsed than Method Orange. Now, I think if Method Orange has practiced a lot, they put in a lot of effort and time into war games and stuff like that, I think they could go toe-to-toe with Wildcard Gaming, but with what I saw on the online tournaments, I would have to give an edge to Wildcard Gaming. Even if this matchup is a matchup that comes down to the blind pick, I feel like Wildcard Gaming right now definitely has the edge, and I think, yeah, from at least what I saw in the online tournaments, I would have to, if I was a betting man, I would have to bet on them. But like I said, I think Method Orange definitely has what it takes. I mean, they are the reigning BlizzCon champions, right? So I would say Wildcard Gaming advances in round number 1, and that would make Method Orange go down to, what is this, C2? Loser of C2, they'd go down here. I don't know the exact score. Oops, I want to copy paste. Copy, paste. I'm learning, okay? So we're going to go back to matchup 1. Super Frogs versus AWC. I don't know. AWC is a really strong team. They've been playing lots of different things, but I just feel like the only edge I would give AWC in this matchup, if it comes down to like a Rogue Mage Mirror, I think maybe AWC. I don't even know. I think Snuts, Wealthy Man, and Cubs are actually insane at Rogue Mage too. I'm not sure. I would have, in this matchup, I have to give Super Frogs the edge. I think AWC can win, but if I was a betting man, I'd go with Super Frogs in this matchup. I just feel like overall they just have impressed me a little bit more with their play. Oops. That there. All right, this is my rundown. No way ABC wins. Yeah, I have to go with Super Frogs. And then ABC, that would mean select. ABC will go down to here, the loser of C2. Oh, did I mess this up? whatever. I think it's like this. All right, so now set 3, Method Black versus Never Lucky. Now I think on paper, a lot of people expect Method Black to win. I mean, these guys are insane, right? You have Raikou, you have Waz, you have Chaz, you have Swapsy, tournament veterans, poning up real hard, farm status, and then you have the newcomers, Never Lucky, you got Zach, you got Pack Rats, Colo, and Valito. Now, they do have some experienced players on their roster, and from what I've heard, Never Lucky is like been practicing harder than any other team. Like, they want to win more than anyone, and I actually think they're going to put up a really good fight for Method Black. But I just feel like, in my heart, if I was a betting man, I'd have to bet on like the overall experience of Method Black, and also them being like the #1 point earners. They just consistently show up to these LAN tournaments and do really, really well. But I think it's going to be really important that they don't underestimate Never Lucky, because I actually think they're an insanely good team, really, really talented players. But there's just a lot of variables that could come into play to make them lose, and I kind of hope Never Lucky proves me wrong, to be honest. Prove me wrong, Never Lucky. This is C3. And then you have the You have the boys versus Change My Mind. Now, Change My Mind. Change My Mind has been Poike's team, right? Who's on that team? Minpoike is on that team. And then you have, don't tell me, Fried Kitty, Valet, and Acro, right? Now, Change My Mind, they primarily played Shadow Priest, Mage, Resto Druid, and Rogue Mage Druid. And the one criticism they actually started playing Shadow Priest, Rogue Druid as well. The one criticism we had for them is that they just relied on those three at least they relied on 2 compositions, God Comp and RMD. Eventually, they brought in the Shadow Priest Rogue, which I think looked really, really good. But I just think if they haven't practiced anything else, I really can't. I just feel like the boys are going to win, to be honest with you. I think Garecki's been playing insane. Chun-Li, Smexen, like Thugonomics. I think their roster is better. Like, I wouldn't say their roster is better, but I think their roster makes a little bit more sense. And I just think Change My Mind is kind of pigeonholed into a few different composition, whereas the boys, they have a lot of solid answers for what Change My Mind is going to bring. And I think it's going to be pretty predictable for the boys, what they need to run to win. But, yeah, we'll see. Change My Mind could change my mind. That pun's never been done before. So I would put the boys moving forward here. And then I would say Change My Mind gets shot down into the lower bracket. So this is what I think round 1 is going to look like. Now, of course, as I go through this, yeah, move paint up. Oh, sorry about that. You guys can't even see it. There we go. All right. So now we have the next round. We're going to go through the upper bracket first. We have Super Frogs versus Wild Card Gaming. I don't want to bet against the Super Frogs, but I don't know. I think this is another matchup that will end up coming down to the blind pick, because I think Super Frogs has good answers for the cleaves of Wildcard Gaming. I think Wildcard Gaming has good answers to those answers. So it could come down to the blind pick. But these teams run pretty much the same things. The only big differences in these teams is, I'd say Super Frogs, the fact that they have Rogue Mage is good, but I don't think it really helps them that much. Wildcard Gaming, I think overall is going to be a more polished cleave, right? Like, I think we can all expect Wildcard Gaming to be better at like Windwalker, Death Knight, Mistweaver than Super Frogs, right? You think Frogs is going to win this matchup? Why? Like, I love Super Frogs. Like, I love Snouts. I love their whole team. But I don't know. I feel like the one edge Super Frogs has is the fact that they play Rogue Mage at a really high level, whereas Wildcard Gaming, their edge is, I think they're better cleavers. Right? Like I said, I hope they prove me wrong. But I think Wildcard Gaming is probably going to win this matchup. Would be my bet. Wildcard Gaming? No, Wildcard Gaming is Maro, Zeepai, Blizzo, and Looney. So I would say Wildcard Gaming wins that matchup, and Super Frogs gets sent down to here. Okay. Fried Kitty is coming to LAN, by the way, for Change My Mind. That's awesome. Blizzo's super good at LANs. Yeah, Blizzo. Well, both teams. At this point, I feel like everyone's going to play well at LAN. You know what I mean? I think everyone is going to play well at LAN. So I don't even factor that in anymore. The only team that I'm a little concerned about is Never Lucky, but I think this LAN, that said, I think this LAN is easier than any LAN before because, first of all, there's no audience at the LAN, and second of all, everyone has full add-ons, which, yeah. Oh, Fried Kitty is not coming? Oh, Fried Kitty is not coming to LAN? Oh, well, I think Change My Mind is... All right, well, we can skip down to here. I don't think honestly, without a mage, I don't think Change My Mind can win or do well. Like I said, I hope they change my mind, but 3-man rosters typically don't do that well, especially as a team that has like really limited composition. So the Change My Mind goes into the lower bracket against Never Lucky. I feel like Never Lucky is going to pun him up, probably. So, yep. Okay, so next matchup we have The Boys versus Method Black. The Boys versus Method Black. All right, let's look at these two teams. So Method Black, they've got a really strong rogue mage, right? Really, really strong rogue mage. The Boys, they have really strong Windwalker compositions like Windwalker Death Knight. Method Black does have a solid answer for that with the Frost Mage Elemental Shaman, I think. And then what else is The Boys primarily run? They run Windwalker Death Knight. There is some other comps I know they've been practicing. I don't want to say what they are. And, you know, they have Destro, Windwalker. I know they play Shadow Priest, Destro as well. So they have solid comps. I think this is a matchup that could easily just come down to the blind pick. Surprise, surprise, blind pick. But which one of these teams is more likely to win a swing match, do we think? Method Black versus The Boys. The Boys? I'm playing with Chun-Li right now. I really don't know. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one to call, I think. I feel like I'm going to give the edge to... The Boys in this matchup. I think the Boys will pull through. I think they have like a really hyper aggressive play style, especially with Gareki on the Resto Druid, and I think it's going to catch Method Black off guard a little bit. Would be my guess. So I'm going to put Method Black down into the loser of C6 down here. Now that only leaves one more matchup in round number 2, and that is going to be AWC versus Method Orange. So the one thing about Method Orange that limits them is the fact that they don't have double caster. Like, they have Samayam, who primarily plays the caster role, and then Mez and Trill, they just stick to the cleaves, right? So no one, like Mez and Trill both haven't picked up a caster. So the one archetype that Method Orange doesn't have is 2 casters. So we've seen them kind of struggle a little bit in the past against comps like Mage Lock Druid. Potentially. Wait, ABC... Who's on ABC? Jamie is, right? ABC has Jamie, Nixie, Asgarath, and Alec, right? Damn, dude. That's a hard... I think this is actually going to be a really hard matchup for Method Orange. What could they run? What could they run into ABC? They could run double Demon Hunter? I don't think they will. So Method Orange has Sam, who's been playing a lot of Mage. Boomkin's kind of useless. I don't know how much Shadow Priest he's been playing. Damn. I actually feel like this is going to be really, really hard. I'd say Frost Mage, Windwalker, Healer. I don't know if that beats what ABC is going to be running. This could be a blind pick matchup, but with the amount of comps ABC has, I kind of feel like ABC might win this matchup, which sucks. I mean, it doesn't suck for ABC. Yeah, I'm gonna go with ABC winning this one, which would make it so the first two teams out are Method Orange and Change My Mind. Yep. Predict Sea-Doo's 0-2. Ah, come on, man! Like I said, I hope all these teams prove me wrong. I really do. But, I don't know. Just like... Yeah. Alright. So... This might not happen. This could easily not happen. Wow, Ven ending friendships with this. This is the problem. You guys ask me to make predictions, and then when I make honest predictions, people get mad at me. Alright? Whatever, man. Not burning bridges. Okay, so... moving forward, wildcard game. Let's go to the lower bracket first. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Method Black versus ABC. I feel like I would be a complete moron to not say Method Black wins based off history. So Method Black wins. All right. Method Black wins this one. Moves forward. And then from there, ABC gets eliminated. Then we have Super Frogs versus Never Lucky. Super Frogs versus Never Lucky. In the past, Super Frogs has done really well and Never Lucky. So just based off like these teams' history against each other, I have to feel like Super Frogs is going to win this one, to be honest with you. So Super Frogs is going to move forward. And then you have Method Black versus Super Frogs, which I think is going to be really, really exciting. And then in the upper bracket, you have Wildcard Gaming versus The Boys. Wildcard Gaming, huh? Wildcard Gaming versus The Boys. And like a Windwalker Death Nightmare, so both these teams, I feel like are really, 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 really reliant. Well, not reliant, but they both really like to play Windwalker Death Knight. And I just like, I don't know, man. I just think in like the cleave matchups, I actually think the boys are gonna win that one. To be honest with you, I think Wildcard Gaming is gonna try to bring in like Frost Mage, Elemental Shaman, and I think Wildcard Gaming has answers for it. Maybe not. Frost Mage, Elemental Shaman is actually really, really good into Destro locks, I think. Like, yeah. So. Wildcard Gaming, Maro, and Zeepai together have been owning as Frost Mage Elemental Shaman. I think that comp is actually really difficult for a Destruction Warlock to deal with. I think they could get weaned really hard by that. You're only saying that because Chun-Li. So I think this matchup could go either way. I think if it sticks to like Cleavey mirrors, then the boys will probably end up winning the Cleave mirrors. But in like caster mirrors, I would give the edge to Wildcard Gaming for sure, I would say. And then, of course, Wildcard Gaming, they also have the option of playing, like, Frost Mage. Yeah. I think that, I mean, yeah. I would have to give the edge here to Wildcard Gaming, to be completely honest with you. Just because of the fact that they have a Frost Mage to play Elemental Shaman Frost Mage, as well as Windwalker Frost Mage. And I think those two comps are really, really good into some of the cleave setup that the boys has available. Although I think the boys has a few surprises up their sleeve. And they could definitely prove me wrong. Wildcard game, look at how ugly that looks. Ugh! No, here we go. So I'll put wildcard gaming here, which makes it so the boys go down here. Did Chun-Li leave my group? No, he didn't. He's still here. Okay. All right, cool. And then we have Method Black versus the Super Frogs. Method Black versus the Super Frogs. And like a rogue... Okay, so if we look at Rogue Mage versus Rogue Mage... I think I'd have to give the more experience to Method Black. Super Frogs, what do they have? They've been playing a lot of Destro Frost Mage in tournaments. I know they've been messing around with some Cleaves as well. I don't know. It kind of depends on how much... I think, like, the main comps of Method Black probably beat the main comps of Super Frogs. The Super Frogs, I think it's going to depend on how much they practice some of, like, their alt setups, like their Cleaves, like DHDK and Windwalker, Death Knight, and stuff like that. Super Frogs or Method Black? What do you guys think? I have a team that I'm leaning towards, but what do you guys think if these two teams go head to head? Frogs. I just think one of the main, like, a lot of the success Super Frogs has is, I mean, they have a lot of different comps that they play really, really well, but they've been doing really well with that Mage Lock Druid. And I just don't know how well Mage Lock Druid is going to do into Method Black, to be honest with you. I think they both destroy each other in an epic battle. No one wins. It's just a draw. I think black, but you don't think... So, yeah, you don't think the brackets... And that's fine. Okay? This is kind of just for fun anyways. I'm going to go with Super Frogs here. I think Super Frogs is going to win this one. And now we have Super Frogs versus the boys. Super Frogs versus the boys. Now, if history tells us anything, I think we have to give a slight favor to Super Frogs. I think all of the teams here have made adjustments. You think there's no way that Super Frogs could beat Method Black? Well, we could agree to disagree. So, I think if history tells us anything, Super Frogs probably has an edge in this matchup. I think the boys have figured out some new things. They have a few new tools that have yet to be busted out, but I don't know how all that's going to play out. This decision is based purely just off what's happened in the past, so I'd have to give the edge to Super Frogs, which would set up Super Frogs versus Wildcard Gaming in the grand finals. And then, yeah. I already predicted that Wildcard Gaming would beat Super Frogs. Maybe Super Frogs could make an epic comeback. Maybe Wildcard Gaming wins. But I think this is how the bracket's going to play out. I'm not actually going to make a prediction. I should make a prediction. Who do I think is going to win the whole tournament? Super Frogs or Wildcard Gaming? I think that Super Frogs... I want to say Super Frogs will learn from their mistakes and battle it back in the grand finals and win, but I'm not 100% convinced. I don't know. I'm going to go with Frogs because they were my prediction to win. Super Frogs was my prediction. Maybe I've changed my mind. I don't know. Am I voting with my heart or my head? My heart wants Super Frogs to win, but my head is telling me Wildcard Gaming. They're just so strong. Here's your spiritual intuition. Yeah, Looney's got big, strong arms. Wildcard is Looney, Zeepai. Yeah, Looney, Zeepai, Blizzo. I think I'm going to I just think with the comps that they have, Wildcard Gaming has an edge. I think Superfrogs played Mage Lock Druid at a level. In my heart, I want Superfrogs to win, but in my head, I think Wildcard Gaming is going to win this one. And win the thing. Win the thing. This is my bracket, okay? Now, if any of you players are watching, like I said, don't be mad at me. This is just my best guess at what's going to go on. Anything could change. Teams have been practicing like crazy. Prove me wrong. I want to see upsets. I don't want to see the bracket go this way. If I had to bet money, this is how I think it would turn out. If I was to bet money, this is how I think it would turn out. All right, ready?